my name is Beck, and you, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. So, those little scamps over at Screenrant, they're just adorable. They're just adorable. They've never seen Doctor Who. They've never seen it. I think they've never seen a picture of it. Quite frankly, they've never seen a Doctor Who, but they can't stop talking about it. They can't stop talking about it. So they're going to tell us the complete history of the Daleks. Now that's kind of a complicated thing. I think you have to really quite know your Doctor Who to understand that. No, so we're going to read through that article together. Hopefully, we'll have a bit of a giggle. That's really the plan. Having a bit of a giggle. That's really what I enjoy. You know what I think you might enjoy? This is just a suggestion. Hit that like button, baby. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button. Make a rabbi happy. Make a rabbi happy today. If you want to make a rabbi really happy. Also, you can comment. You can comment. Say, tell you what, the comment. I've been suggesting comments. This is off the top of my head. You can say happy rabbi. Hashtag happy rabbi. Because that's what I'll be if you comment, if you share, if you subscribe. Now, you want to make me really happy. Now, I'm not sure why you would want to do this, but if you are interested to make me super deliriously happy, well, you could just check the video notes below, and there is a link there. Let me go over here. There you go. There's a link there to my Indiegogo. This is how I'm trying to monetize my channel, and it's in a freaking awesome way. And I tell you, you guys have been freaking awesome. You guys have been freaking awesome. There, these two graphic novels. Go check the video notes. Also in the package, this is a little revelation I had. The other day I was doing a live stream. This pin-up, which is going to be an A3 poster, it's going to be bundled in with both the books. Was done by mistake. It was a miscommunication between me and the artist Dominic Radjo. But anyway, I was on a live stream and I said, I tell you what, if I get another backer right now, during the stream, I will commission a similar poster that's a sister one like this to do with Peter Capaldi, and everybody backing that night will get it for free. Listen, I think if we make about like $8,000 or $12,000, something like that, I think we make that. I'm just going to give it to everybody for free as well. If when you get the 2 books, you also get. Listen, I always like to show this because I'm really proud of these. A series of art cards, and I'm using the word art in a bit of a euphemism, called For the Male Gaze. For the Male Gaze. They're all based on things that titillated me when I was when I was first titillated, which was around age 12. So we got Deanna Troy here. I'm sensing strong emotion, Captain. Bit of Xander Brains from Space 99. Party like it's 1999. Judge Anderson. Don't even think it's citizen. Well, baby, I'm thinking it. Let me tell you, I'm thinking it. We're all thinking it. Keeping the British end up. And my favorite, I'm sure you know my favorite. No hanky-panky in the TARDIS. No hanky-panky in the TARDIS. It was in my unpublished fan fiction, Perry and the Time Rotor of Love. Fine. So there you go. If you could click over and check it out, that'd be freaking awesome. And listen, the packages get better and better as it goes along with the more backers we have. Something that also gets better and better is Screenrant, and how they let their complete lack of knowledge of Doctor Who be any impediment whatsoever to write about Doctor Who. Bless them, we love them to death. Doctor Who, the Daleks, the complete history and timeline explained. I doubt it. I did an interview with Nick Briggs a while ago, and I think I consider him to be like the probably the most knowledgeable Dalek expert in the world. And I kept asking him questions like I thought he'll be able to answer, like, do you think the Daleks have art? Do you think the Daleks have narcotics? I have this theory. And it's I've lived with this theory so long that I just assumed it was canon, and no, it wasn't. I have the theory that that when a Dalek fires its gun, it's the equivalent in a human being is us reaching sexual satisfaction. It's us reaching ejaculation. Now, why would I think that? Why would I think that would seem to be crazy, right? But why would I think that? Here's why. Listen, we as a species need sex to be very, very pleasurable. It's one of our primal drives. So we reproduce. It's like built into us. It's built into our DNA. And so I think that's one of our big drives. So, but the Daleks don't really need that. The Daleks don't reproduce that way, but they do need to kill. They do need to kill lots of things. I think that's what Davros would have wanted. they do need to kill. So, what better way to ensure the Daleks will be very happy killing than to link time together? Again, this is just my own fan theory. Which this article is all just somebody's fan theory, which you can poke holes in. But the fact they're treating it as gospel is delicious, delissimoso. Doctor Who latest time spin-off is a fairly definitive time of the Daleks. So here's how their continuity works in the TV series. At last, it's not at last. This is like the millionth of these they produced. I think I got 2 on my shelves, and they're different, right? They're still different. They're different everywhere you go. Okay, fans got around and we talked about stuff that fans talk about, and they give their theories and we talk to each other, and that's how it works. And sometimes we like the theories and they spread. One of my favourite ones, we're talking about the Morbius Doctors. Like, who were those Morbius Doctors? Because it seemed to be pre-Hartnell Doctors. Not to me, but they seem to be. So a theory that I liked is from the Discontinuity Guide. I think it's the Discontinuity Guide. Is that they were phantom generations generated by Tom Baker's Doctor to win the mind-bending contest. Now that's something that at last makes freaking sense. And I see that, like, fan theorists we swap around. These guys aren't fans. They don't understand fandom, which I think is probably the point of the schism we have in our fair fandoms these days. Here's a complete timeline of the Daleks in Doctor Who. Unfortunately, continuity has never been Doctor Who's strong suit. I would disagree. It hasn't been terrible. And listen, frankly, nobody really thought about continuity up until the 80s, right? It was, they didn't outright contradict anything, but if you had a good idea that worked, they would just go with Deadly Assassin. It was basically Robert Holmes said, "Oh, let's do Manchurian Candidate. I like that movie. Let's do that, but let's do Manchurian Candidate on Gallifrey." And so we have a corrupt society, and it all worked. It was all really, really good, But it didn't it didn't say, the Doctor's not a Time Lord. He's a little black girl, for example. Just throw that out there. That would have been a bit strange. It wouldn't really have worked as long as they go in concert. As long as it doesn't rattle the difference, in your face. I think Mordred Undead is the one that comes closest with the unit dating. But explain it with the Time War. Actually, at the time, I used to explain it with Faction at the time. About 20 years later, I explained it with Faction Paradox. But there's lots of ways. And it's what fans do. It's what us fans do. So, it hasn't been that terrible, the continuity. I have to tell you, it hasn't been that terrible. And it only really became a thing in the 80s, and I think continuity only really became a thing with the latest era, Chris Chibnall, when he was tearing it apart. Other than that, they've been adding and redefining and prodding, but it hasn't been, glaringly rubbed in your face. Continuity hasn't been that bad. And frankly, that's a feature, not a bug. Well, it's not existent, you're just a moron. Showrunners have always been wary of pressing concepts like continuity and canon too heavily. Don't tell that to John Nathan Turner, he liked it. Or Stephen Moffat, or Russell T Davies for that matter. Taking the view that history can be rewritten, no, that was a Moffat thing. The various incarnations of the Doctor have often been responsible for these rights, sometimes in quite a dramatic fashion. Not really, no. Again, it would be so much easier to write an article about Doctor Who had the person who wrote this ever seen Doctor Who. Call me crazy. Call me insane for suggesting that, but maybe they would. The Dalek timeline is particularly problematic. There are 2 conflicting accounts of Dalek origins. Not really. There's one on TV and there's one in the comic strip, and they never thought anybody would ever notice, right? And then Big Finish kind of put it together. They had the Dulls in the comic book and the Thals and the Carlids on TV. So Big Finish said, "Oh, there was a third race on Skaro, the Dulls, right?" And you could just say, "Oh, yeah, history got mudded somehow by the time." It was in the Daleks they talked about the Dulls, didn't they? But history got mudded, and through a bad transmission, and that's how we have it's not difficult, right? 2 conflicting accounts of Dalek origins. The homeworld of Skara has been destroyed multiple times as well. It's been destroyed once, and there was a Dalek civil war that killed all the Daleks in Evil of the Daleks. That was the original final end. But wasn't Skara only ever destroyed in Remembrance of the Daleks, and And somehow in the Time War, when we came back in 2005, there was no Gallifrey or Skaro. Well, we didn't know it was destroyed. Maybe it was put in a pocket universe. Whatever. Like, yeah, again, if this guy had ever seen Doctor Who, it would have been helpful. But in February 2021, the BBC published Dalek Mark III Travel Machine Combat Training Manual, which I would have quite liked if it didn't have all the current series crap wrapped into it, which I'm not. Again, listen, if you like the current series, God bless you. It's not for me. It's not for me. I don't really think it's very Doctor Who. A guide things towards Dalek, including attempting to fix some of these continuity problems. It features an official timeline until the next one comes out. There's always official timelines. One that places various Doctor Who stories in a rough chronology, and explains that the Daleks use their time travel technology to change history in order to avert some of the greatest defeats, explaining how Skaro has been destroyed and restored multiple times. Okay, the BBC timeline only covers Doctor Who's TV series itself, not the countless tie-ins, although those normally do tie in quite nicely. Although these are alluded to in a combat training manual, this is basically an ad for the book. The guy read the book and said, what crap can I pull out from that? And now I'm reading his article and saying, what crap can I pull out from this? So again, fair dues, swings and roundabouts. We're all doing the same thing. So here's the official Dalek timeline as it stands, with all the inherent complexities and contradictions from the show. Surprisingly, it just about works. Most of these things do. Most fans have their own headcanon that kind of works. Although the book itself acknowledges sequence, it is sequenced in chronological order as far as is possible. Okay, honestly, David Banks, a guy who played Cyber Leader in the 80s, he wrote a really nice book called Cybermen, hardback book. Andrew Skilleter did lots of great illustrations. He did the same thing with the Cybermen, and worked out how they always look different. And the idea was like there are multiple branches of Cybermen, which I think again, headcanon, totally works. The story of the Dalek begins on the homeworld of Skaro, a planet inhabited by two races, the Kalas and Thals. What about the Dals? The races became locked in 1,000-year of war. Not really. It was okay. People say 1,000-year war as the war to end all wars until the next one. One that culminated in the detonation of neutronic bombs that left Skaro inhospitable and irradiated. Shortly before this time, the 12th Doctor visited Skaro and stumbled upon a young boy named Davros. Oh, yeah, okay. That's the only thing I really didn't love about this. Although, that episode, when they start off and you see the biplane firing lasers, I'm like, that's Skaro. And I do like how they didn't say, what war is this? He just goes, the war. That writing is just great. Davros dedicated himself to securing the feud, blah, 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 leading into Genesis of the Daleks, where Tom Baker blew up their incubation chambers, but only set them back. He didn't do it. The Dalek did it by going over the wires. I think we should start a crowdfunding, an Indiegogo campaign to hire Jodie Whittaker to do the Tom Baker "Have I the Right" speech. I mean, I can't think of anything more delicious. I'm trying to see Jodie Whittaker struggle with that. Oh my god, it'll be hilarious. The Daleks developed space travel and launched a so-called reconnaissance Dalek. Oh god, no, leave me alone. Leave the chimp alone. No, so skip. Nonsense. We're not listening. Again, you like this era? Good groovy. I hear. Here's where the Dalek timeline becomes particularly interesting. It appears to suggest the Daleks split into two factions at this time. One dedicated to space exploration, the other remaining on Skaro. Not a bad idea, but I don't really like it. I like it much more that it's, they were trapped on Skaro at the beginning, they couldn't leave the city, and then, look, in this Dalek invasion of Earth, they have these little discs on the back. That's how they explain how they're able to get out of the city, right? Because it was a big plot point. It's not like Star Trek Discovery, where they forget major plot points between, scene to bloody scene. The spacefaring faction invaded Earth in the 22nd century, planning to transform the planet into mobile. Yeah, okay, fine. So that's the spacefaring section. According to the BBC's new Dalek timeline, this actually takes place shortly after the Doctor visited Skaro for the first time in his timeline, helping the Thals defeat the Daleks in their in their city on Skaro. See, that doesn't work to me. There seems to be about 200-300 years between the two. Big Finish has a reasonably good like early adventure story with David Bradley. It's called Return to Skaro. It's kind of like Power of the Daleks, but set on Skaro. Yeah, it's like it's set about 20 years after the Daleks, and they have a lot of stuff in the aftermath of the Dalek invasion of Earth. That's really good. I really enjoy that stuff. In fact, they have this other one, the Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant story. See, I can't even mention the name without it. And that was actually genuine. Okay, that wasn't made up. There's Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant story where they're in the Dalek invasion of Earth a couple of years before that Hartnell arrives. So I really enjoyed that. It was quite interesting. The Space Marine Daleks began experiments with time travel, creating a new timeline where their invasion of Earth had succeeded. Because that's the Day of the Daleks. No, I did think that's a different invasion. It was just a different plan, a Dalek. But by the way, the Day of the Daleks special edition on DVD, where they gave it new special effects, freaking awesome. Like that one a lot. Sent the Dalek execution squad through time in the pursuit of the first Doctor in Frontier of Space. What? No, that's that's the Chase. They're just morons. Oh God, it's so painful. This is so painful. Meanwhile, they continue to expand through space, working with the Master to foment the war between Earth and Draconian Empire in order to weaken both races. Now Frontier in Space, and mass troops on the planet Spiridon, planet of the Daleks. All these efforts were foiled by the Third Doctor, and subsequently put the Master on trial for his failure, and they believed him exterminated. Oh God, no! Oh, okay. Listen, it's fine. Okay, this is like you have a drink with, in a convention with, and you talk about this. This is not the Gospels. Okay, this is a BBC Time book that's going to be forgotten pretty darn soon. Although the Daleks consider themselves to be supreme beings in the universe, they were nonetheless aware they could not conquer every race in the cosmos without treachery. Well, yeah, I don't think the Daleks are opposed to treachery. They are the Daleks. After all, without treachery, they attempted to secure the only cure to a disease ravaging the outer worlds, intending to hold the galaxy to ransom. I always assume they created that disease, right? They didn't find the cure. They created it, so therefore they had the cure. The Daleks subsequently assembled their allies on the planet Kemble in order to plan their attack on Earth, Mission Unknown. This is a bit fan-wanky. Okay, listen, I have to tell you, it's all a bit fan-wanky, Mr. Screenrant. The crucial weapon, the one, Immortrillium, with the Time Destructor. Man, if they ever got Dave Bradley to do the recreate old stories, which I would love them to do, just like they did Mission to Unknown, those college kids about 2 years ago, which I really think they should do, crowdfund it. Again, they'll go like hotcakes. I would love to see the Dalek Master Plan. I would love to. I would rather see that than animation. The 2 Second Doctor stories apparently fit into the Daleks at this point. Power of the Daleks. I think it was in the novelizations that came out in the 90s. I think it was Power of the Daleks worked out to be a sequel to Evil of the Daleks because of this again, very fan-wanky introduction by the introduction chapter. I think that's what happened. The Dalek ever tries to spare the Dalek factory out history and make the human race behave like Daleks. Well, I think he did it in 2021 because I think they got about half of us at this point. About half of us are going, yes, I completely believe everything the news and the government and the media tells me. They hit target over here. But they're also creating human factor Daleks, making a final end. The Daleks entered into the time war into a war with the android race known as Mavellans, so very, very hot disco robots from the 70s. They appeared in the pilot, the first episode of season 10. Freaking awesome. I would love to see them back again. They look fantastic. They didn't change at all, and they looked absolutely fantastic. This seems to be in the time when they realized the Time Lords interfered with their history, and in Resurrection of Daleks, they worked with Davros to use time to infiltrate Earth's 20th century with duplicates on of influential people to assassinate the High Council of Time Lords and Galactic. No, it was a safe location to find a cure for the Magellan disease that they had given them. Oh, this is so annoying. Yeah, that was a throwaway cliffhanger. That wasn't a big deal. They did the whole thing with like duplicates. Was that the first time we've seen the duplicates since the chase? I think so. I don't know. Davros subsequently went rogue, creating a new strain of Daleks on the planet Necros because they were going to, arrest him and kill him. So fine. You had the whole second Dalek civil war with Davros's Daleks, the white Daleks versus the grey Daleks. But I think having the grey Daleks there indicated this is still early in the Dalek timeline, right? It's a very primitive Dalek. So then we get onto the Time War. Oh my God. This led to Time War, a conflict between the Daleks and the Time Lords that set all history ablaze. The final battle of the Time War was fought over Gallifrey itself, and it would have led to the planet's destruction if not for the interference of multiple incarnations of the Doctor. No, sir, all 13. Is it all 13? Hang on one sec. Now, because the War Doctor, I'm all thrown off. Yeah, no, sir, all 13. That was Day of the Daleks. Again. This is fine fan wankery. It's okay. You can poke holes in it. They come out with these books every 5 years, and they're always different. Okay, Mr. Screenrant, you need to calm down. The Doctor often likened Daleks to cockroaches, as they're able to endure a time war. A lone Dalek that survived the time war was discovered on 21st century Earth and committed suicide. Okay, that's Dalek. But the Daleks came back, so they survived an attempt to create a new Dalek army, but they was defeated by the Ninth Doctor and Rose and Bad Wolf parting of ways. But the significant survivors they weren't survivors from there. Because they said this was a whole different branch. David Tennant, when the real Daleks turned up in Journey's End, they said, well, we beat them before. I said, no, they were half Daleks and mad. They were insane. These are the real ones. We got to be worried. The Cult of Skaro from the Void Sphere. Which I thought was a pretty good idea. Then that went into Daleks in Manhattan, the evolution of the Daleks. It wasn't that. I mean, listen, I think the hybrid Dalek, it was a good idea in concept, didn't really work. Unfortunately, didn't really work. It wasn't because the Radio Times spoiled it before it came out. It just was a bit of a duffer of an idea. That's just the way it is, mate. I'm sorry. And Davros built a new generation of Daleks intended to destroy all the creation with their... No, I got a feeling that when Dalek Khan had resurrected the Dalek fleet, part of that was Davros. 3 of Davros's Daleks used a device called the Progenitor to successfully spawn a new Dalek paradigm. Yeah, okay, Moffat wanted to redesign them. It didn't work out well. They look great on paper. They look great in comic strips. They look great as action figures. In real life, sucked ass. Absolutely sucked ass. And they were forgotten as soon as they could be. And it was not wrong with a new Dalek Empire Spandy. Yeah, no. No, calm down. They rebuilt Skaro, got the first... Yeah, no. Leave me alone. No, okay. Then they had the 12th Doctor did Into the Dalek and Twice Upon a Time. Was that the only Dalek one? They did the Witch's Apprentice and Wizard's Familiar. So there you go. Screenrant. They kind of like the monkeys from 2001, the proto-humans from 2001, screaming at the black slab. Where you go, they don't understand it. We're like, that's them trying to approach Doctor Who. It's not good. It's not good. You know what is good? My Indiegogo, baby. My Indiegogo is freaking awesome. Absolutely awesome. Go check it out. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Just go share it. Sharing it is so good. Sharing is caring, baby. Don't forget you can get this. We're adding in this incredible poster. I really like this. I mean, I'm not sure you can see it, so it really came out well. I can't wait to see the Capaldi one. It's going to take a while for him to get to it. But there you go. Go check it out. My name is Elon Beckett, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.